A Palestinian commander killed by Israeli airstrikes had been planning a missile attack. That's according to an Israeli official today, who said the commander also planned to have a terror squad ambush Israeli troops. The Israeli airstrikes triggering hours-long retaliation from Palestinian militants in Gaza. Sirens went off in Israel as Palestinian militants shot dozens of rockets, starting just minutes after the announcement about the commander's death. This, as a senior Hamas official warns, if Israel continues to attack Gaza, more groups will likely retaliate. Trey Yingst reporting live from Gaza, the only reporter inside Gaza. Trey, why did Israeli officials decide to target and kill this commander now?
Well, Brett, good afternoon. According to our sources within the Israeli military, this decision was made about a week ago, and ultimately the decision to actually pull the trigger last night, killing this senior military commander in Islamic Jihad, was made as a result of Israeli intelligence. Sources telling Fox today that ultimately they believe this Islamic Jihad commander had planned a major attack against Israeli troops along the border. In addition to rocket attacks that were previously ordered by this commander by the name of Baha Abu al-Atta, they believe that there was an attack planned to launch first anti-tank missiles and then some cover fire. This would then, according to the plan, allow for Islamic Jihad fighters to infiltrate Israel using tunnels, and they would come up and, according to this source, then target Israeli troops along the border. Ultimately, we did hear from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who referred to this senior militant as a ticking bomb. Other officials in Israel saying that this ultimately could have been something good for Hamas because this was someone described as out of control and the mastermind, according to our sources, behind many of the attacks that were launched into Israel during previous rounds of conflict back in March and May of this year. Moving forward, though, we are told by those same sources that they have the capability and intelligence to target other senior officials in both Hamas and Islamic Jihad. They issued a warning to those officials to stop the rocket fire as they continue to strike targets tonight here in Gaza. Brett?
Yeah, Trey, you know, this is the most intense fighting we've seen in quite some time. What are we expecting next?
Well, just before we came on here, Brett, we heard an airstrike off in the distance. The Israelis are continuing their strikes against Islamic Jihad positions. The big factor tonight is going to be whether or not Hamas, the group in control of the Gaza Strip, decides to get involved in the fighting. So far, we've seen more than 200 rockets fired from the Gaza Strip into southern Israel. All of those rockets came from the group Islamic Jihad. We did speak with a senior Hamas official tonight who indicated that if the Israelis continue striking targets inside the Gaza Strip, they will be forced to respond. We spent the entire day yesterday with the military wing of Hamas. We were given exclusive access behind the scenes to see some of the weapons that this group has. They had sniper rifles, RPGs, anti-tank missiles, and a series of militants who said they were prepared for any battle that Israel would bring.